round up, I'd like to get closing remarks from Dr. Njoki, and then from Boni, and then Cyprian, and then Namwaya, correct. Do you think what the president has done is good enough in terms of ensuring there is accountability, even as he forms the next cabinet?
For me, as somebody who researches politics, and I have researched Kenyan politics for long, I do not think there's so much more that can be done. Remember, these are politicians, people, and now that's what I was telling people on Twitter. It's nice, yes, we all wanted, of course, they get rid of the cabinet, but where are they going? Have you checked how much money they're still going home with? Has anybody even, well, no, if it was serious, they would have been told tomorrow morning report to the commission that researches corrupt, I mean, what do you mean, the corruption? EACC, right? Nobody has been told to go to EACC and be investigated. So police reforms have not been done. For me, the first person to have been sacked should have been IG Koome and Adamson Bungei. Because and police reforms, if there's a country that is desperate for police reforms, is Kenya. You know, and not just police reforms, the whole security sector reforms. In 2000 and after now, the new constitution, a lot of money was invested. Even the British, I know they were leading in security sector reforms. What did security sector reforms do in Kenya? They were bought new uniform. Those days they never used to have those swanky knee pads and I don't know, all those maroon things they're wearing to protect themselves. They never had them. They used to show up in just wearing their uniform. So police reforms just bought them more equipment to harass citizens, right? So till police reform is done, and until we get an IG who believes in human rights. Remember the police training. Many of you, if you've ever talked to any police officer, they'll tell you, the first thing they are told, raia ni adui yako. Can you imagine? Raia ni adui. And then when they are being trained there in Keganjo or in the GSU, Embakasi or wherever, they are given very also torturous and inhumane treatment in the training, and they are told, tunafanya hivi ili tutoe uraia ndani yako. Can you imagine? So how do you expect such a person to protect your rights, right? That's why even the other day I was in a government building and I had to talk to the police officer. And I'm so, you know, these days I'm just so pissed off even seeing them. And one of them, I asked them, but why did you people kill our young people? He said, tutaua hata zaidi. That, the arrogance. So it is, and I was asking them, were you trained like that? You know, where does this thinking come from? So till we get a security sector that is reformed, and security sector is a long path, but the most visible is the police. IPOA, you can hear we have problems. Inside the police, there's usually also an internal unit for investigating police, human rights violations, police course. And according to sources, because I've met some of those people, they'll tell you the current IG doesn't like human rights at all. So if there's a unit that has been frustrated, and maybe even that's why IPOA is behaving that way, is because of the frustration of the person at the top. Remember also we are dealing with a president who has never been on the right side of human rights, ever. You know, everything he does is cosmetic. You know, and hata kama inaitwa nini, even if a chameleon changes the color, the DNA remains. So till we get a president who respects human rights. Because as I said, if Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which is a Bill of Rights, is not respected, we cannot enjoy any other right. Those are the first degree human rights. And that's, you know, what we are saying, the freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. And that's why young people are all trying to go to Europe. Because there, you know, I can protest every day. If you go to France, Paris, even they have an, you know, the name for being on the strike is manifestation. French people in Paris, even every day there is a strike. Every day they are on the road. They are what do you call it? They are protesting. How many French people have been killed? Or have you heard about the killings? Only one, which was like 3 years ago. If you check even now on the internet, the French are always on the street. That's the country we want, a human rights state, a country where everybody's rights are respected, that you can wake up, you can go and protest like Rex Masai did, like Bisley Kogi, like David Shege, and you still go home and you feel that that's what we want. So for me, 3 things have to happen. Police reform. And so even now, if that hashtag of, what do you call it, Koome must go, Bungei must go, has to join Ruto must go. We have a problem because the president has never believed in human rights, and that's the biggest problem. So when we have somebody at the top who doesn't believe in human rights, who doesn't believe in the constitution, because people can say a lot of rhetoric, look at the history. The history betrays them. So maybe they can change. I'm not saying they might not change. Hopefully, this generation, this third revolution, it's not actually a revolution. A revolution would need radical change of everything, like, you know, the French Revolution and others. But I hope we can have radical changes. We must, of course, I celebrate Gen Z. I celebrate millennials. Bonnie and I and many others, we are millennials. Gen X. These are our colleagues. So also this idea of exceptionalizing Gen Z is good, but remember all of us have been involved in this, and it's been a journey. This should actually be Okoa Kenya or Liberate Kenya movement, because all of us, we are tired and we want to liberate our country. This is the only country we have. I lived in the UK for 10 years. I came back because we want to change our country. So, and hatuendi pahali pengine, ni hapa tu. We are going to make this country those countries that we want, where human rights are respected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Otiemo, coming to you. From your insights, clearly, IPOA has failed. How do we now ensure that even as an oversight body,